we have completed A24 month, otherwise known as A24. Wait, hold on. April, so A24. No, A24 24. We did it. And just like last year, I wanted to do a retrospective video talking about some more thoughts I had about these movies, these wonderful A24 movies, and then maybe like the future of A24 month and stuff like that. So let's get started. Let's kick it off with the first movie of A24 month. That was lovely. First A24 movie. Love Lies Bleeding. This kicked off A24 month, and what a banger to kick it off with. I love that I got to see a movie in theaters. The only thing I have to add is that I was really nervous in March because I knew it was still in theaters, and I was like, oh yes, this will be perfect if I can just wait long enough and keep checking the calendar, because I was going to go see it no matter what, but I wanted to push it to April as much as I can. And then I saw it, I think April 3rd or 2nd or something like that, and I was like, yes, I finally saw it, and it's during April, and it's still in theaters. I had nothing to worry about. My TV has crashed on every streaming service I've tried to use. It's not Roku's fault. I blame the internet if I'm really being specific, but mostly it was HBO Max's fault because they do that weird scrunchy thing. What the frick is that? God, like I've could have spent 20. It's actually, my clock's 5 minutes behind. It's 25 minutes watching a movie, but I've watched 5 minutes of Marcel because this stupid the internet, and then more specifically Max. I'm more mad at Max for squishing their movie screen. Why do they do that? Anyways, that was a great movie. On the complete opposite end of thriller, suspense, bloody fun, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. It's so sweet, and I've never seen a movie that can control its audience so perfectly. It hits you in the feels at the perfect time. It makes you emotional at the correct time. It's just so brilliant for that. Look at how hard I'm trying to watch this movie. Oh, it worked now. Free Fire was a movie that I've had on my radar for a long time because I thought it was a great cast and a cool concept. My only thing is, I think Love Lies Bleeding kind of set a bar for tension. I wish the guns had more of an effect on the plot, like there was more excitement to that in that aspect. I still enjoyed the movie enough. It also reminded me how great John Denver is. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I know, like, it felt like it could have been incredible, and it was good. HBO Max is so dumb. What is this? It's going backwards, but the movie's... What the heck? Life After Beth. I've heard not great things. I watched it, and I agreed. I didn't care for it too much. I thought it was a cool concept, and then they were alluding to, like, a zombie apocalypse, but then nothing really came of it, and then Aubrey Plaza's a zombie, and stuff just kind of happens to happen. It was kind of off. Again, I'm not going to say it's bad. I'm going to say it wasn't for me. I just think that there were certain parts of this where I was like, this could have felt like Shaun of the Dead, or a modern example, Lisa Frankenstein, where it's silly, but it's fun, and it's spooky, but it just felt simply silly. No, it didn't even feel silly. It felt simply dumb. When You Finish Saving the World, underrated A24 movie. It doesn't take a lot to watch it. It's not a very long movie, but it's so enjoyable. I said it in the review. I just like that certain directors are getting their chance to direct, and it's through A24. Jesse Eisenberg's great. I think this is a very original, interesting story, and a great perspective on a family dynamic that so many other people have. At Zola, watching it now, it's just as good as I remember it. It's awesome. It's the most uniquely based movie, if that makes sense. As in, like, where it comes from, it's crazy. Dream Scenario, I forgot to mention in my review that the cancel culture aspect of it is so prevalent. And I think that's really interesting. Like, I really like the line of, like, trauma is a trend these days, which is such a callous and very critical way of looking at Gen Z culture. But I don't know, I think there is something to be said with that sort of subject matter. But other than that, enjoyed the movie. You Hurt My Feelings, I saw this one in theaters, and there was a lady yelling at people there. That was weird, but this movie's not. Again, small story, lovely time. Literally the final seconds of the movie, and it crashes. Great job, HBO Max. The Farewell. Also, small story, lovely time. But this is the first time I've seen The Farewell, and I loved it. Awkwafina is great. I understand why some people dislike her. She's in a lot of movies. This is coming from some random college kid. But even in the movies that she's in, that some people are like, oh my god, she's in this? I think there are some really, really perfect little nuggets of amazingness from her.
This is your choice. You're doing this. I hate that.
Saint Maud was one that I was very intimidated by, but that's not because of fear. It's because I'm not into Catholic ghost horror stuff, but that's not what this was at all. It's Taxi Driver, but for Catholics, and it was great for that. It's one of those movies where I'm like, that's such a brilliant concept, and I'm glad somebody did it. I would never do it, but I'm glad somebody did it because it's a great movie. And it's also directed by Rose Glass. Love Lies Bleeding, thank you very much. And then I did the double header for number 11 and 12, because I think that was a good middle ground. Pearl, which was just as good as I remember, as a matter of fact, a little bit better than I remember, and then X, which was just as great as I remember. Some of my friends started watching with me at the end of it too, which was funny. Talk to Me's also been on my radar for a long time. I believe I'm pronouncing their names right, but the Filippo brothers. I'm just so happy that they made this because it's an inspiration. YouTubers did it. I don't consider myself a YouTuber, but somebody who starts off on YouTube or starts off making smaller content or however you want to say it, you can make it. You can make it just like these guys did. And they're making Talk to Me 2, otherwise known as Talk to Me. Frankenstein's Monster Frankenstein. I watched this just because I was like, who knows? Let's see what happens. Also, this happened to be the month that Netflix cracked down on me. They were like, password sharing. Maybe if you just happen to be in the same situation I am, if you look up on the internet, I used my phone for this. If you look up on the internet a certain movie, for example, Frankenstein's Monster Frankenstein, if you looked it up and then you clicked watch and then it took you to Netflix, a page will pop up for Frankenstein first and then the hey, you're not supposed to be here thing. But if you click before that thing pops up, it'll just start playing the movie that you looked up. I've heard, I don't know. And it was great. I saw The Devil recently, and I really want more content of mockumentaries, but it's not played for laughs necessarily. It's played for drama and other stuff like this. And I wanted a feature version of this. I think I would have really enjoyed that. And then, I gotta be honest, my favorite movie of A24 Month Part 2. The music has been in my head ever since I've watched it. I think it's genius. I think it's brilliantly written, and I want to see more from the two that created it. The Inspection was a movie that's been recommended to me for a long time. It was at a film fest that I just couldn't attend the movie. It was at the film fest a while ago. God, it is incredible. It's a simple story. Again, it's very matter of fact, but it's so good. Medusa Deluxe. This has gotten better for me as time went on. I went in hoping for a whodunit mystery at a hairstylist competition. That's what I read. Then it was this one-shot looking, which is fantastic, beautiful art piece, different characters interacting with one another and a story unfolding from there. And it's not really about the mystery. And I kind of had to get out of that mindset. And now, having sat with it for a while, I really do love it. And the ending dance sequence is so good. It reminded me of Mamma Mia. And then I watched the movie The Disaster Artist in preparation for an incredible night with Greg Sistero at a room taping. Not taping, show.
For Mr. Greg Sistero.
Wait, so I gotta see how many people have never seen this film. Wow. To be honest. So this is what
One of them found out about it, beat her up so bad she ended up in a hospital on Guerrero Street.
What a story, Mark.
You're scaring me.
You are lying. I never hit you. You are
Here it is. If you're confused where I was just in a room showing with Greg Sistero. Great movie, Zach. Messed it up. That movie is perfectly imperfect, thus it's perfect. Because you could think all these different things. Oh, I should, if I was there, they would do this with the story. They could have done this with the story to make it better. The Room has been in theaters for over 20 years and is still having showings, and it is still talked about. So you tell me how to make a movie, you know? Val, a documentary that I love. He's just such an artistic person that I really respect and hope to not emulate, but to have a similar sense of artistic liberty in the future. Red Rocket is just as good as I remember, even better because I think I saw things coming, and there were so many theories about it at the time. Like, I think one theory was that the main character is supposed to represent Donald Trump. Maybe, who knows? That's what the actor Simon Rex said. He was at the film fest. I don't know. I don't think that's what it is, but Simon Baker is such a brilliant director. I saw Tangerine this year. Just as great. I can't wait to see more from him, and he's making it so cheaply, so, you know. One of the best movies I've ever watched in terms of the story and the writing. It helped me guess that this was based off of a play, and then when the credits rolled around, it was like, play written by, you know, The Whale. It won Brendan his Oscar, and he totally deserves it. Everybody in this movie smashes it. I love it. It's oddly cozy. Oh, I keep forgetting, but the music in these movies, and The Whale, and then movies that happen after, the music is so powerful. It's hard to just like turn up and listen to because I start getting emotional. It's so beautiful. This is crazy. This is crazy.
You are special. This is your chance to be a hero among men.
Welcome back to A24. I saw this on the world's tallest IMAX screen. Such an odd experience, but I really did enjoy it. I don't know what else to add. My only criticism to me, surprise, it's about me. I saw the moments coming because this is such a popular movie. I've seen them on social media and stuff, so I knew what was coming, but I was still really happy to watch it. And it was my first time seeing it on the world's tallest IMAX. What are you doing there, Hereditary? These next two I saw in theaters, and I'm so happy to. The penultimate one, Civil War. I read a few reviews, and I honestly somewhat agree with them. I wish the movie had a stronger message other than war is bad, and these war photographers have a tough job. And I think you can look at it in a bunch of different ways, but I still really enjoyed how the movie was made, the characters, the story. I thought it was really great. I thought it was good stuff. I just wish it was spicier, you know? And then finally, and I saw this last night, and if you saw my short, you know my thoughts somewhat, I saw the TV Glow. I'm gonna say it's good, and I always say this, I'm glad that the people who made it because it feels like something that they were passionate about. As an audience member, there was a lot of times where I was confused and waiting for the next step, and then that next step never came. As a matter of fact, without saying too much, it just ends. And I've never watched a movie that just ended so hard before. Like, it's just movie over. I don't know how to explain it. I can't spoil anything. The only thing I'll get a little bit specific about is that the final lines for the movie, if you wanted to be mean, it's really funny that those are the final lines. You know, I can't say them. I mean, I can. No one's stopping me. I want you to get your own opinion, because that's what A24 month is all about. Full circle, baby. Just late, but maybe for next year. A24 month is about enjoying and loving movies, and for this month, particularly from A24. Will I do this next year? I don't know. I don't know where I'll be in 3 months. My life is about to kick off in such crazy directions, and I have no idea where I'm gonna start. Hopefully not my parents' basement. Not because that's a bad thing, but because that's a bad thing to my parents. I'm ready to kick off my life, and who knows how busy I'll be next April. Maybe I'm a billionaire by then. Probably. Taylor Swift, call me. I have some more thoughts on The Disaster Artist, by the way, but I'm not gonna list them here because it's boring. I'll just let you read them in the description if you really wanted to. But yeah, I do. So even though I said I might not be able to do A24 month next year, I have an idea for A24 month. So I have a list of 24 movies already, and I really had to narrow down my list of what I could be watching next A24 month. I'm not going to tell you. You'll just have to stay and watch. Subscribe. Mr. Beast says he loves this channel. Mr. Beast, right? I don't know, this YouTube stuff's fun, and I enjoy A24 month. I think I'll stop uploading on TikTok, though. I hate that process. But I love YouTube, I love A24, and I love A24 month. And I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching the shorts, too. And I'll see you next time.